Okay, we're going to show you how to remove the glass run on this 1980 GM truck today. For this part here, it's pretty easy. Just pull it right out. As you can see, this is what happens when it gets old. All the flocking is gone and it's really dry. And when the rubber dries out, it's going to crack and it's not going to hold your window tight. You're going to get window noise and leakage. So what I really need is a weather strip tool here, plastic. It's going to allow you to kind of pry this out a little bit without damaging your paint. Like I said, this one's all dry and old, so it's going to break a lot. But once I get it started here, if I can, it's just going to keep breaking. This one's pretty bad. But it goes all the way down into the door, way down, so you got to pull it up and try not to break it, because that means you're going to have to dig some more. So you want to go slow when it's this dry and just kind of pull it up. So you can see that this is all in the door, but even so it's still dry and brittle. Then you kind of turn it one way to, or maybe not. This one may just be a chisel out. This one is quite dry. Make sure you got everything out. If you're pulling on it, breaking it, it's not going to scratch your paint. But yeah, normally they'll come out pretty well in one piece if they're not too brittle. But this one is not cooperating. Yeah, this one's going to take a while. And it's a good idea I have safety glasses on today just for the very reason that this is dry and brittle and you don't want a piece of this flying into your eye. Now there are clips like right here and right here, which we'll show you on the new part. But since I broke it all off, I'm going to have to go back with a hook tool and get those little clips out. They're just a pressing metal clip. But they separate from the molding, and that's where I'm at right now. There's another clip right here. And it's probably going to all just snap off, and I'll have to go back after it. And you have to get those out, otherwise the new part won't fit in there. There's one of the clips that just came out. This one's being really stubborn. Well, you get the idea. I'll finish that up. And then you're going to have the same issue with the division bar posts. Like, this one's really dry. And normally you can pry them out, but this one's just going to crack and shatter. So what you're going to have to do is take out the vent window when you got it this bad, because it also goes way down into the door. We'll show you how to do that in a different video, but unless it's soft enough where you can just take it out and pull it, you'll be fine. But like I said, this one, not so much. It's just dry and old, which happens. So we'll get that out and we'll show you how to put the new one in.
Okay. Go.
Alright, today we're going to show you how to put the glass run channel into the division bar here. Normally if you did not take this out like we did and we refurbished the whole thing, if you're going to leave it in the door, you just have to start the glass run and kind of slide it down. But since we have it out, Justin's going to help me put it in and demonstrate how you do that. You want to make sure that you start at the top and kind of work your way down. So go ahead, Justin.
First peel the tape. And then you'll have to squeeze the glass run together like this to get it into the channel. Starting at the top, kind of flush with the top there. Just squeezing and pushing in all the way down.
When you do it this way, when it's outside the vehicle, you'll know that if you have a complete wet out on the tape as well, because you need to really push it in there all the way. And Justin's just getting going, and then he's going to come back and push it all the way down.
You can also use a weather strip stick to seat the tape in the channel.
And ideally, it's going to be a straight surface all the way across and kind of evenly into the channel. Okay, today we're going to show you how to put the glass run into the door channel here. Now you had to remove the old one, and you have to make sure you get the plastic rivets out of the door frame. These usually will come out of the glass run when you're pulling it out, so make sure there's two of them. They're right in here. You can feel it, the holes, kind of make sure they're empty. What you want to do is start on this side here, and what you're going to want is some glass cleaner, a good foaming glass cleaner, some kind of lubricant that's going to dry up. You know, you don't want to use some kind of oil or anything like that. You want it to spray it and then eventually it'll dry out. So you want to spray the channel liberally here. And it's glass cleaner, so it doesn't really matter if you get out anything else. And then we'll spray the actual molding itself as well. And since this is basic like C channel, you want to fold it in half and get it started and then start pushing it down. You can come in on the door side with your other hand, kind of help guide it down. It's going to go really easy at first until you start hitting where the glass is, and it's going to get a little tighter. And you don't really have to have it seated all the way into the channel, just the first couple inches as you're pushing it down, because you can go back in with a weather strip tool and push it in, or you can actually use the glass itself to push it in. All you need to be careful if you use the glass that you don't bind it up, but just keep working it down here. You have to watch inside the door because it'll start buckling. You may have to wiggle the glass a little bit one way or the other to help it kind of have enough room to slide in here. And you're going to end up, when you're done, is this cut part's going to go right in the door like here, so you can kind of get an idea how much more you have to go. Okay, now that we got it pretty much seated all the way down in the channel here, you kind of eyeball it up and see it's about right. So what you want to do is kind of start over here and then work your way back down. So once again, kind of fold in half. Find the hole right here for this plastic clip. You need You gotta make sure you push it in there, you'll feel it go in. And once again, find the hole. You may have to stretch it a little bit, depending, there's a little variation in the hole placement. Okay, we got the second clip in here. Like I say, you may have to stretch a little bit as the clip holes in your door may be slightly different, but they're pretty easy to get in. And just keep working it in. It's got to seat all the way into the channel area here. And you can have a little weather strip tool kind of help you poke it in. But you gotta make sure you got center. It's not too hard to do with your hands here. And then you got a little bit of a tricky spot right here that you gotta put in. Just take your time and make sure you got centered. You may have to come from inside the door a little bit here. And this is where the weather strip tool will come in handy because it gives you a little bit extra extension as you get into the door here. I want to make sure it's centered in the channel. Kind of do it by feel. You don't really need to look here. If it's not, just kind of pull it out a little bit and twist it. And keep working yourself down here. If you have manual windows, you can use it to kind of roll up and down and seat everything. This one's got power, so we'll have to hook everything up before we do that, but kind of just keep working down here. And that's it. You should be done.